Let's talk about cash flow. But first, I'm going to review what we've done so far. In grain budgets, we've made budgets for actual and planning. There is overhead entered, and also some sales for buckwheat, canola, and peas. Those were all operational activities. We started the year with working capital. I've added a bank account called Local Bank, along with some buckwheat and canola. Net worth, which is a January 1st starting position, is the same for planning and actual. Now let's look at cash. This page not only shows our starting position, but also the operations through the year. This graph simply represents the numbers that are in this table below it. You can hide components of this page here in the menu. The cash flow chart brings in its numbers from the balances table. The first column shows us the starting position, which is reflected in net worth. Inventory is $350,000 and cash starts at $160,000. Every month shown to the right is the ending amount. This is a January 31st, February, and so forth. We can change the numbers right from this page if we don't agree with them. Like we did there, or add, and we can look at our starting inventory either in terms of dollars or metric tons. The lines have changed from the beginning of the year to the end of January as a result of the sale we have on buckwheat. We can look at the details of a sale right from here. Even change it. We can create more sales and make sure that we clean out our bins before harvest. Our inventory is now down to 0. But because we have grain budget set up in August, we have new inventory coming in. And those grain sales that we had entered for after harvest are already being shown. We can also look at the cash activity instead of the balances. Remember the sale of buckwheat we made in February? The canola in March, and the peas in May. It would be easy to change that sale here as well. But the graph also drops from cash outflows too. We can see that in our outflow. By default, all inputs are going to be paid out in May, but that can be changed. Go to the account. The first column here shows how the fertilizer is being used in May and being paid, but we can change that to January. And it will show the change. See how we have a drop in our bank account balance now. Overhead is divided equally between all 12 months, and it can be changed the same way. Real estate taxes are usually done once a year, due in August, and let's clear off all the months and pay for it in October. So we have no prepays, paid at 100%, and at the end of the year we have a 0 balance. And it's reflected in the table and the chart. The real estate tax was paid in October, but remember we said it was going to be due in August. So what happened here? Well, let's look above. An accounts payable for real estate tax automatically created. We had the amount due but not paid. It was carried for 2 months and paid off in October. Loans are a little different, is that payments are controlled from within the loan. If you set up the loan correctly, dates won't have to be changed. Other cash items, a crop insurance payment, or maybe a transfer from your bank account to a line of credit. Each month there is inflows, like we do of grain sales, and outflows from inputs, overhead, and loans, and it creates a net effect, which is called here a net flow. That net flow here of minus 257 in January is going to be reflected in the bank balance. 150 starting minus 257 activity leaves a negative 107. This cash flow page is a great way to see how your year starts and the activity that goes on during the year.